California usually categorizes drug crimes as felonies. Unless it's a possession of paraphernalia or a possession for personal use, then it can be categorized as a misdemeanor. A lot of drug crimes in California are what's called wobblers, meaning that they can be charged both as felonies and misdemeanors. And one of the factors that oftentimes is considered is the amount of drugs that the person is arrested with. In most drug crimes, there's also enhancements, especially if you're charged with possession with intent to sell. With that charge, weight, amount, and volume of drugs that you have in your possession at the time can significantly increase the penalties that you're facing, again, at the level of felony. So the more drugs that are found in your possession, if you're charged with possession with intent to sell, then your exposure to jail time is substantially higher. Depending on what type of drugs you have, that will determine what type of penalties you're facing. If you have a small amount of drug just for personal use, your penalties are going to be less, significantly less, than if you have a high amount of drugs that can be argued is for intent to sell. If you are accused with intent to sell, then the volume of the drugs is very, very important, because that can also add to your exposure in jail. The more drugs you have, the more time you face in jail. Another factor that is considered also is how are the drugs packaged? If you have an amount of drugs that you're claiming to be for personal use, but yet they're packaged individually in a way that an argument can be made it's for sale, then that also impacts what type of charge you're going to be facing. If you have a prior conviction for drug crimes, that can be used against you in incrementing any potential sentence that you're facing. That's why it is important to have an attorney that is versed in drug crimes so that we can navigate the system and make a determination how your case will be impacted if you've had prior convictions of possession of drugs. A way to defend against possession with intent to sell charges is to look at the totality of the circumstances. What did the officers find? How did they find it? Where did they find it? If they found narcotics in your person, how much was found? How was it packaged? If they found narcotics pursuant to a search warrant in your house, where did they find it? How much did they find? What else did they find? Did they find cash? Did they find statements? Did they find a booklet where it says who owes you money and who you owe money to? The totality of the circumstances are really going to determine what type of defense and how we can defend your case. If you have any questions about drug crimes, contact Confianza Legal for a free case evaluation.